Hello guys, welcome back to Team Jex Medias. This is Alexander Jex from Team Jex Medias. In this part, I'm gonna try to add up something on the extra part of the body rig. I think I will try to cover up some more details that I missed in the last part that we rigged the character there. I have gone ahead and rigged the rest of the bones, the finger bones control. I have also added them to the other side, and also the IK rig, I've also added it to the other side. Now with my rig here, I'm having some issues with the foot controls. I think this is the first time having this bag. I've tried so many ideas, so many solutions, but I couldn't find any. But I feel like you're doing well on your part. If that's the case, then it's still okay. You're just going to go through with the same rig here, with the same process. It's just the same process. If you're going through the same problem here, I think what you can do is also try to delete the rig and work on the shoes again. Try other methods, or just restarting the whole rig, the white painting tools, restarting them, deleting the rig and restarting them, and that's also going to help you become a good rig artist. Without wasting much of your time, let's just get right into it. I need to add some more shapes. I'm just gonna switch to solid view here and also switch to object mode. Shift S, cursor to selected to center. Okay, Shift S, it's supposed to be Shift S, cursor to center. Then I'm gonna add a shape. I'm also going to add a circle. Just move it up, just rotate it 90 and move it to the side, scale it a bit. I'm gonna add a shape here, global, switch to global, add the shape here, Shift D on the X, I think here for this bone and this bone, Shift D X, I think for this bone as well, but this one I'm just gonna make it a different shape. I'm just gonna name this one hand.l, hand.l, lower arm, lower arm.l, lower arm.l, upper arm.l. Okay, let's just connect these bones to the rig. I'm gonna switch to pose mode and okay, select this and move it a bit back, switch to pose mode, then edit mode, select this point, Shift S, cursor to selected. Let's try to switch T, set origin to 3D cursor, just move it a bit backwards. Okay, scale it up a bit, or not. Okay, and then since it's already named, I'm gonna switch to pose mode. Let's go to bone shapes and upper arm.l, orange shape. This bone has eventually come this bone here. It will be controlled by this bone here, this shape here. And let's do the same thing here. Shift S, cursor to selected, move it a bit backwards. It doesn't matter. Let's just parent the put the origin to the 3D cursor, so that this the reason why I'm doing this is because of we want this pawn to be moving at this point. That's the reason why we have to go through the whole process of moving the origin to this pawn, to this part of the pawn. So let's continue. In pose mode, select the shape. We've named it lower arm.l, orange shape. It's done. Then for the hand, I need to edit this a bit. Just going to select the pawn here and just click all. I've accidentally pressed 0 and moved the shape to that point, so I'm just gonna move it back here. I needed to press O to enable proportional edit mode. Not again. Disable proportional editing from here. I'm just gonna enable edit mode. Select this pawn, O. I'm just gonna move these a bit. Just to create a shape that represents the hand. Doesn't really matter. You can make pretty much any shape that you want. In fact, let's do this. I'm just gonna delete this and go to edit mode of this. Shift select, cursor to selected. Let me select just this part, cursor to selected, and I'm gonna go into object mode. I'm going to go to object mode, Shift A, cube. I'm just gonna resize it and just scale it a bit. Go into edit mode and move it a bit. Move it a bit this side so that it just covers the hand. Okay, that's it. And we can now go into select the bone. Try to select the bone. Go into pose mode. In pose mode, select cube. I think that's the only cube that we have. Amateur. Ooh. Cube, sorry. Orange shape. Yeah, that happens. So you'll be controlling the hand using this cube shape. You can also do the same this side. So I was just trying to match the the shapes with this shape, but that doesn't really matter. Move Shift T in the X direction. I'm just gonna resize it a bit. Still looks big. Doesn't really matter. What matters the most is that you've already created the shapes. Makes sense. And select this on here. Select it. Shift S, cursor to select it. And let's just parent them quickly here. And I'll do a rename for these shapes. Circle. Let's rename it to upper upper arm dot R, lower dot R, and let's switch back to pose mode. In pose mode, we are going to select that bone, select the custom shape, up arm R, orient shape, select this bone, custom shape, lower dot R, orient shape. Okay, that's it for these bones. As you can see, it must be working pretty fine here. Let's just go back to object mode here now. In object mode, I'm going to select the Shift S. Let me just add it from here. Cursor is selected. Shift A. I'm gonna add a cube. Let me just scale it down a bit. You don't have to be precise with the shapes, it doesn't really matter. Okay, let me just name this cube to hand dot R back to pose mode. Let's just select the armature, go to pose mode, and switch. Where am I? Okay, select the hand bone. You can type hand R.L, then orange shape. That's it for these bones. You can also add a shape for these two, and for the head, then we'll do the eyes in a bit here. Okay, we are back now. I think we have run out of time. I've wasted much of your time. I think I'm gonna time lapse some other parts here. Let's just select this bone here and switch to edit mode. Shift select, get it selected. I'm gonna switch back to object mode, add shapes here. For this one, I'm gonna add circles. In edit mode, I'm just gonna move it up and scale it down just select 2 points, then move them down, just to kind of present this as a shoulder. Then I'm gonna try something, mirror in the X global. This didn't work out. Okay, object mirror. I'm just gonna shift D it, move it to this shoulder here, just slightly where it would be. It doesn't have to be accurate. I'm gonna select this bone, shift S cursor to select it, select this. I'm gonna click T, set origin to 3D cursor. The cursor for this one is already there, and I'm gonna rename this to shoulder dot L, and this shoulder dot right. I guess that's it. And oh, let's parent them to the bones. Switch to pose mode, select this bone, shoulder. This should be the left one, orient. This one, shoulder as well. This should be the right, oriented. That's pretty much it for the bones here. Alt R, Alt G to clear out the transformations there. And I'm also going to show you a trick. Let's go to object mode, shift D, this root bone here, rotate it 180 so that it looks down here, and I'm just gonna clear parent or speed, clear parent, so that it should be its own bone, and just name it to hips bone, hips control. Okay, now we need to parent this bone to these 2 bones here. I need to select it, then select the hips, Control P, keep offset. And now when we switch to object mode, this bone rotates from this point here. For this one, I'm gonna change and this one I'm gonna remove the hips, the control shape. I'll just add a new control shape for this one. Shift select, S cursor to select it, and shift back to object mode. Okay, I messed up there. Shift S cursor to select it, switch to object mode. In object mode, add the shape. I'm just gonna add a circle, scale it down a bit, and name it hips. Select the armature, go armature in pose mode, select hips, and orient custom shapes. So it's going to be moving from this point here. If you want that effect of him dancing, right now he's not moving realistically, so what we can do to make that effect of him dancing, we're just gonna select the spine bone here and come here where on the bone icon here, just remove inherit rotation. What that should do is when you select this, so you see it's going to be dancing from the west. That's a cool thing. Okay, this hip is it's going to be moving the whole body, but this is gonna be moving. Okay, I think that's it. I We need to do the same thing for the head. Let's just click, select the head bone and just remove the hair rotation here. This effect can also help out when a character is maybe swimming, because that's how us humans work. Oh, it's kind of fun. Okay, the other thing that you can do is inherit rotation for these bones, just the lower arms here, so that it can be more realistic. Okay, without wasting much of your time, I think that's it for this part. I think I need to do the eyes. One last more thing, we need to parent the head to a shape as well, and also deal with the eyes there. I'm gonna get to them soon. Select the armature and no, shift select your edit mode, shift S gets it selected on it, so that we shouldn't waste time on moving the shape to in edit mode. Let's just move it in edit mode so that it keeps the transformation for the this is for the head. Let's name it to the head, and switch back to the armature here. Pause mode, select the head shape, orient shape. This is gonna be the head control shape. I think I've done pretty much every shape here. Now what's left is to move the eyes separately from the we're now going to do the eyes. We're done, pretty much done with the whole character. This character is now ready to be animated, but you cannot do a facial rig. So in the next chapter we're going to do the facial rig, but for this part I need to finish up with the eyes control. I'm gonna do them in this part, not in the facial rig chapter. Thank you very much for watching. Just stay tuned. In a moment, let me try to pause the video and come back to you. Okay, now let's go back to where we left off here and continue with our character here. So I'm just gonna switch to edit mode, not object. Edit mode, add a bone, and just select the bone, select the bone that you're from adding, just rotate it 90, move it in front here, go to orthographic view, front view, move it in front and just scale it down a bit. Try to hot arrow. Try to match it with the character's eyes here. Okay, something like this looks okay, and I'm gonna name it eyes control. eyes eyes control. Eyes control. And what we can do here is use the track 2 option. I don't know what's wrong with the bone here, but it's still okay. I did add the bone in the local view here. Okay, I think it's okay. Let's just try to add the constraints to the bone here. I'm gonna select the eyes, and then on constraints we're just going to select track to constraint. Alright, sorry about that. I think I've got some issues working from work. Okay, let's just select the eye and then add a track to constraints. Select armature, eyes control. Then let's just try to, for by default the eye looks backwards, so we're just going to look for an axis where it's going to face in front. So in this case it's just -y. So this is the head. You can leave the slide just the way it is here. For the next one, we're going to add the track 2 constraint, armature, bone, eyes control, and we're also going to click the negative. For this one, since it's looking the other way, so this has to be the tail. You can just slide it up to 1. You can leave it as it is. So when you come to pose mode, what this should do, it should be able to make you move the eyes, look somewhere else. Okay, I guess this is the last part. This is the last thing that I wanted us to do, and we can also add a shape to it. You can just switch to edit mode, shift S, cursor to selected, and shift switch to object mode. In object mode, we're going to add a circle. Rotate 90 in the X. I'm just gonna switch to edit mode. Just do this. Shift T in the X. Just make like glasses. It's just a shape. This won't be visible in your render tab. Okay, and what we can do is just go to build bones and switch to pose mode. I'm gonna select the bone, create custom shape, circle, orient shape. So this will be our eyes control. Okay, so the rig is pretty much done, guys. This is the last part of the rigging chapter, the body rigging chapter, we're going to do a facial rig. The facial rig will help us animate the character so that you can talk and do expressions, and we're also going to add some eyebrows. Okay, that's it for this part. We have pretty much done everything for the rig here. You can now move everything in a way that you want.